Well, hello and welcome to today's video, where we'll be discussing an exciting new development in the construction industry, and that is the use of drones for construction progress monitoring. So, if you're a site engineer or project manager, you know how challenging it can be to keep track of progress. You can never get a good enough view from the ground, especially on large and complex construction projects. And if you're not based on site, it means lengthy trips on a recurring basis to the site to walk and understand what's going on, or you're relying on site reports to provide updates to stakeholders. Now, using drones, this process can become a whole lot easier. Drones can overfly the site, recording um, high resolution video and images that can then be used to update stakeholders on construction progress. They can be used to plan, and they can be used to problem solve. So let's dive into the video and let me explain to you how drones can benefit you on your next construction project. Great. So now let's dive into the benefits of using drones for construction progress monitoring. Number one is improve safety. So, by using drones, you can remotely capture images and data without having to put workers at risk. So, this might mean workers having to work at height or work in potentially hazardous environments where there's construction machinery in the vicinity. You can avoid that. You can take the human out of the environment by flying a drone safely over the site to capture the imagery. Second is improved efficiency. So drones are able to capture a large extent of the site in a short period of time versus traditional ground-based means where you might be walking over the site and writing down notes or taking individual photographs. So you're able to capture the site, capture an update in a much shorter space of time, therefore improving the efficiency. Number three, so comprehensive view. So drones can fly over the site and capture a really comprehensive view of the site. They can capture video and images from angles that you just wouldn't be able to get if you were on the ground. And it would be impossible for human surveyors to achieve this. Therefore, you get kind of more details, more information about your site. Building on that, you're able to capture very high resolution video and imagery, meaning that you have a much richer picture of site progress, of what's going on, and you're able to extract a lot more information from that. Number four is drones are cheaper when compared to traditional means of aerial surveying. So that would be from a crewed aircraft or a helicopter. So um, these are expensive. There's a limited number of organizations that are able to have this type of capability because you need very well trained pilots, you need very expensive aircraft, and booking that in and scheduling that can be expensive and time consuming as well. So drones are a much cheaper alternative. They're much more flexible, much simpler to fly, much easier to use and get the benefits from. Not to mention, building on that, drones are better for the environment. So there's much less CO2 that's emitted from a drone flight, including charging the batteries, than there is from a helicopter or a crewed aircraft from flying. So they're a greener alternative. And the final one is it can lead to enhanced data analysis. So you can capture high resolution images, high resolution video, and then you can do more with it from the drone. You can use that to take accurate measurements. You can use it to overlay onto GIS platforms for planning, changing, for example, routes for machinery to take around the project, identify safety concerns, for example, removal of or improving the people plant interface to take people out of dangerous situations or where they're working close to large machinery. You can have that much better view when you're capturing aerial imagery of your site using drones. You're also able to stitch together the images using specialist software to create a single high resolution digital map of your site, similar to what you see when you go onto the satellite view within Google Maps, but at a much, much higher resolution. So this allows people to get that full site context. They can zoom into very specific areas if they need to, and they can really use that to enhance their decision making, enhance their understanding of the construction project, which is especially useful for those that are maybe not based on the construction site itself. So there might be the engineering team, the quantity surveying team, the leadership teams, and also for very large projects where the design teams, where the project teams are based off-site around the country or even internationally as well, so they can keep that understanding and have the awareness of site progress. So now let's take a quick look at some real world case studies where drones have been used for construction progress monitoring, and let's explore a little bit the benefits that that has brought. So first example is where construction giant Balfour Beatty used drones during a smart motorway upgrade project in the UK. So they used the drones for monitoring of the construction project to see how things were progressing. They used it for stockpile monitoring and access hard to reach areas or areas where it would have been potentially dangerous to put a person. Using drones in this way helped improve safety, increase efficiency, reduce costs, and overall accelerate the construction of the motorway project. So drones can be really, really useful in these sorts of examples, especially when your construction project, such as a road, is a long linear piece of infrastructure, and walking that on foot or even in a car would be complicated and take a longer period of time. The second example is on the large nuclear new build project in the southwest, Hinkley Point C. So this is a huge site. This is the first nuclear power station to be built in the UK since the mid 1990s. And it's a massive £26 billion project, construction of sort of 10 years or so. And there's 8 to 10,000 people working on site every single day, not to mention thousands and thousands of people working on the projects offsite all around the world. So drones are used here to fly monthly aerial surveys of the whole site and capture very high resolution aerial imagery. The drone used is able to fly safely above the site. There's lots of cranes, lots of activity going on, but the drone can fly safely above that to capture high resolution imagery using very specialist camera. All of these hundreds, if not thousands, of images are then stitched together using specialist software and used to then produce a high resolution ortho mosaic. This is then hosted in GIS software that is then accessible to everyone working on the project, so they can go and compare the current latest set of aerial imagery to the previous months to track progress and see where things have changed. And they can also use this data to plan routes, optimize changes to the construction schedule, and ensure that the project meets its construction targets. So, to wrap things up, then, drones can be a really powerful tool for construction progress monitoring. They can save time and money, improve safety, provide a more comprehensive view of the site for better decision making, and be more environmentally friendly when compared to traditional crewed aviation surveys. If you're involved in construction and engineering, we highly recommend that you explore the use of drones for construction progress monitoring. Thanks for watching, and we'll see you in the next video. Bye bye.